Hey, this is Daryl Black, founder of Masters Academy and the author of Change Your World Today. You know, one of the biggest challenges that people face after they've discovered their passion or really identified a goal they want to achieve in their life is how to get started. People can't really find the motivation to just get started. People have asked me, they said, wow, Daryl, you've become a master musician. You've become an expert in personal and professional development. You've written a book. You've been on stages all around the world. You've gone to school. You've gotten a doctorate degree. How have you done all these things? And was it hard? Well, first let me answer the second question. Was it hard? Heck yeah, it was hard. I think every major goal that I've accomplished in my life has been hard, but I've accepted those challenges because I knew that it would make me better. There's a quote by John F. Kennedy that he gave in 1962 at, I believe, Rice University. And he said this was during the race to go to the moon. And he says, we don't go to the moon or do other things because it's easy. We do it because it's hard. If you want to succeed in life, you have to be willing to accept the challenges and the hardships that come along with that success. I remember as a child when I started playing the piano and really getting serious about it, I would practice for hours and hours, and I would practice so much that my hands would start to swell and hurt. But I didn't stop practicing. I would get up the next day and do the same thing and practice for hours and hours. And again, my hands would swell and they would hurt. But that was okay for me because I knew that my dream was so much bigger than my temporary pain. Don't let the fact that something is hard deter you from doing something great with your life, because the reality is you're going to come through the other side stronger, better, smarter, wiser, and ready to change someone else's life. So, is it going to be hard? Yeah, but it's going to be worth it. All right, so let's get back to answering question number one. How do you get started? How do you find the motivation to do what it is you really want to do, especially when you are afraid? Yeah, fear. Fear is the biggest obstacle that keeps us from getting to where we want to be in life. And fear is pretty universal. No matter who you are, where you are, what you've done, everyone will experience fear in some way. It's just really how we respond to the fear that will determine our end result. So let's really talk about what fear is. Fear is just a constant concentration on uncertainty and failure. When you're uncertain if you're going to do well, uncertain if you're going to be good enough, uncertain if you're going to finish, uncertain if you can even begin, you start to create these ideas of failure that there's no way that I'm going to be good enough. There's no way that I can do this. It's not in my background. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the pedigree. What if my business fails? What if I flunk out of class? What if it's not everything that I want it to be? Everybody experiences that kind of fear because we spend so much time focusing and concentrating on uncertainty and failure. Here's how first I want to respond to that. Anybody that tries to achieve anything in life will experience failure. Some of the greatest people of our time have experienced failure in a great way. Bill Gates himself, who's now this global empire, his first business failed. It actually went bankrupt. Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken, he proposed his chicken recipe to over 1,000 restaurants before one even picked him up. And now it's a household name. So failure becomes a part of what we do. And it's not about failing, it's about having a contingency plan in place. When you fail, how will you react? How will you respond? Years ago, I watched an interview with Michael Jordan, and as the reporter was interviewing him, he was talking about how Michael Jordan had all these game-winning shots, and Michael Jordan responded by saying, yeah, but I missed more shots than I made. But I kept moving forward. Even after I missing didn't stop me from continuing to pursue what I wanted out of life. And what makes him so successful is that he reminded himself that he trained for this, that he practiced for this. And he knew that if he kept doing what he was trained to do, that he was going to be successful. And you can do the same. Just remember that if you have trained for success, you are destined to be successful. Some of you have seen me on the X Factor, and you remember I was standing in front of Simon Cowell and Britney Spears and Demi Lovato and L.A. Reid, and that was a scary moment for me. But you know what? Backstage, I calmed myself and I got myself together. Even though I was scared, I remember what I trained to do. I'd been doing this my whole life. I've been a master musician for many years and a master singer for many years. So I knew that I'd done this before. So I've sung in front of people way more scary than Simon. I've sung in front of people way more scary than Britney Spears. And so I was prepared. See, here's the thing. The first step in really overcoming this fear of failure and uncertainty is get prepared. The more prepared you are, the less scared you'll be to do what it is you need to do. This is what's called the competency confidence circle. The more competent you are, the more confidence you'll have. I talk a lot about how to overcome fear in my book, Change Your World Today, because I know that it is something that we encounter on a regular basis. Every time there is a great challenge in your life or a great goal or a huge passion that you want to achieve, there's always fear lurking very close behind. There's always that maybe you can't do it. You won't be good enough. You won't be strong enough. But guess what? You are good enough. You are strong enough. You are smart enough. So spend some time. Get on the internet. We live in an information age where you can find out everything you need to know right on the internet. Some of you are watching me on the internet right now. If you want to write that book, discover what it takes to write that book and get started. If you want to lose weight and become better and healthier, find out what it takes to get where you need to be. Do the research so that when you begin your journey, you'll have the information that you need to get started. And you know what? If you fail, so what? Do it again. If you go to school and you flunk a class, guess what? Take it again. If you start a business and that business fails, guess what? Do it again. Find your niche. Find a better way. Find another way. Do the research and continue to train, practice, and rehearse. And not only will this be the motivation to help you get started, but it will be the fire that keeps you going when times get challenging and when things get tough. Finally, but definitely not least, is that we have to be able to visualize our success. Visualization is an incredible tool for helping you focus and get you started on the road to success. Imagine how your life will be after you've reached your goals. Imagine what you're going to look like after you've, lived that healthy lifestyle. Imagine how much more energy you're going to have to spend time with your significant other or with your children or just run around the block. Imagine what your finance is going to look like and who you're going to be able to be a blessing to. Imagine the end result when you write that book, and even if it only changes one life, it has done its job. Imagine the lives that you're going to be able to touch because you have done what you were supposed to do. Visualization is not only a powerful tool to get you started, it is a great tool to keep you motivated. Don't do it just once, but do it every day. Every day, have a dream in front of you of what it's going to look like. If you have to create a dream board where you put all your dreams and your goals and all the things that you want to be on the board so you have something to look at each and every day, I encourage you to do just that. Your life is going to be incredible, and I'm glad that I have an opportunity to share with you and to be a part of that. So don't forget, always live with passion, live with purpose, make a difference. This is Daryl Black saying goodbye and God bless.